You want to give me the Wayne's World? 4, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to That Checks Out. I'm Ted Wilson here with Damon Procchio over there on the board, the proprietor here of Audiohive Podcast Studio. Brian, we call him Big Mac. Welcome to the show.
Hey, so we're going to talk about some fun stuff this week, I guess. But first, we have to get into the week we had. I'm hoping. I know you didn't spend Branson money this week.
I did not spend Branson money this week.
Did you do anything entertaining this week?
Here's an interesting story for you.
Yes.
I've been driving around in my car all week because I've been going to work. And there's been this.
Okay,
well, we have.
Because I forgot my address.
Because we've been going to work. We have 3 cars in my house, 2 drivers, 3 cars. We only drive 1 car for some reason.
Yeah.
So right now, no one can sit in the back seat because it's full. No one can put anything in the back because it's full. I didn't do any of that. But since about Tuesday, I've been like, is this stuff? And the stuff, it's since Tuesday. It's political signs. They've been collected so they can be recycled.
Okay, 10-4. Yeah.
But I'm like, what if people put on these signs? They stink. I mean, it's gross. I've been driving around in a funk.
Oh, they're in the car smelling
They're in the
like
car
that.
smelling gross.
Oh, wow.
And we finally found a place that will take them and recycle them, or if they're not like specific to this year, they can be used if that person wants to run again. So that's what's going to happen to them. And then yesterday, my wife and daughter were going, I think, to a doctor's appointment or something, so I wasn't going to go. And I walked out and I was like, is it these signs that stink? What's going on? She's like, yeah, I noticed a stink in the car. I'm like, well, can we take them out? And then I go down to the mailbox and come back up, and she's like, oh, I found it. I'm like, what, was it one particular sign? She's like, no, I left a bag of chicken.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I've been driving around with a bag of raw chicken in my car since Tuesday. Now it's Saturday. And I was like, oh, well, no wonder it smelled. I could not figure that out.
Unseasonably warm this week, too.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. It's like the same time back in the day, we bought a Pontiac Grand Prix. We had it maybe 2 weeks, and she was going down to visit family. I think there was a death in the family. She was taking the kids down to the funeral in Mississippi. Mm-hmm. I couldn't go because I couldn't take off work because it wasn't like a close relative to me. Right. This is one of those retail things where if it's not someone you like, we're bawling your eyes out about, you can't go. Like, oh, but still, you should be able to go to a funeral.
Yeah,
I just think we live in a country, we should go to a funeral.
Yeah, right.
Why does it have to be like 1 degree of separation on the family tree for it to count?
Kevin Bacon does not come into play for funerals.
So she comes back, and then I get in my car after that weekend, and I'm driving to work, and it is the worst sour smell I've ever.
Oh no! I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. Go ahead. After the second day, I finally got down on my hands and knees and crawled under every seat and looked around, and I found a milk jug from McDonald's.
There you go.
Yeah. And so I walk in, and I was like, hey, there was a milk jug under the seat. She's like, oh, yeah. I wonder what happened to that. It fell off the seat on the way down to Mississippi. On the way down to Mississippi.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't go looking for it. We didn't put on our fedora and start doing an archaeological dig in the car we just bought, which presumably was clean enough you could have seen it in seconds. Oh my God, it was so gross. That took 2 weeks to air out.
Yeah, trade it in.
Yeah, no, seriously. Did you guys just buy this? Yep, sour milk. Oh, all right. Yeah, put it over there with the others. Put it over there with the others.
Usually it's like goldfish crackers and everything else smashed into the carpet. But when you get the milk, that's always good.
You walk in, you do the.
You can't get rid of that.
Taste it.
Yeah, you can't get rid of that.
Yeah,
it stays.
When the air in your car tastes like cottage cheese, like it has an actual chunk to it.
Yeah,
you want that out.
So we had worked for a plumbing company once, and we like to prank each other. And one of the guys put they didn't finish their burrito at lunch, so they wrap it up and put it way under the driver's seat of the work van, the old work van that the one guy was driving. So here's the deal, man. That was the grossest. Now I knew what it was, but they're like, Damon, go move the van. I'm like, They're like, They're just looking at me. I know I'm the apprentice, They're like, why won't you move the van? I'm like, No, because I knew how bad it stunk. And the guy, he come and he goes, man, I don't know what's in that van. He goes, I can't find it. And we know because I know what got put in there and where it got put. And so literally 4 weeks later in the middle of the summer, the one guy goes in there and he pulls it out and he goes, oh, I found your smell. And he goes, oh, thanks, bro. And he's all excited. And we're like, we put it in there. Why don't you ask whose burrito that is in your work van?
I don't.
It's gross.
I don't want to one up you, but
but you know a guy?
No, I have a similar story. But it wasn't me, so I do know a guy. I was managing a formal wear store in Champaign-Urbana, and I lived in Rantoul, which is about a 15, 20-minute drive away.
Yeah.
And one of the coworkers also lived in Rantoul, and she was getting off early because she had guests in town. What I didn't know is that the first guy had gone fishing that weekend and had some leftover bait, so he put it in her car.
Ooh, I bet that's worse than a burrito.
So she walks out and you count to 10, like, 9, 10, door flies back open. She comes in. This is her sentence. Why does my car smell like hot garbage? And he just loses it. And I don't know what's going on. And then she walks back out and he tells me, so I start losing it. So then I was about done by that point too. She's trying to clean it out. So by the time she's done cleaning it out, I'm leaving. I go home. I'm behind her. I am behind her in my car. I can smell her car from my car on the road at 55 miles an hour. That's how much stink was wafting out of her car.
Well, bait's got to be very potent.
Oh, it was. I mean, I was in my car, like.
Now like hunters use like deer urine or this or that. They'll put it on themselves so that they mask their own scent, so that they're like, oh, it's just an animal, right? Because it's very potent. But they put like a couple drops, or whatever, on themselves. So, not to one up your story, but it brought it to mind. Was I witnessed this. Not the actual doing of it, because I think I would have stopped it, because it was it was like you almost like they ruined a vehicle. It was bad. But anyway, someone had a bottle of that, okay, like deer urine, whatever it is, for hunting purposes. And this kid, we used to, all used to hang out in certain areas. We had windows down. We'd walk around, we'd do whatever. Might hop in somebody else's car. Leave your car there with the keys in it. Didn't matter. If you need to move it, And they douched this guy's car with this deer urine. Okay,
it's a new verb for me, but sure.
Yes, so it was. I could have said doused, but I thought douched. I thought douched was way better.
I think your mouth went halfway through it. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, and I'm committed. Okay,
committing to the bit. Here we are.
So we talked about that already. Commit to the bit, Brian.
So they soaked his car with deer urine.
So they soaked his car. And now you could smell it. So they pulled the top off the bottle. You could smell it. So I thought even if you put a couple drops like on a floor mat, because you could throw the floor mat away. It is what it is. But no, like seats, headliner, and I'm like, so now this kid drove this car for probably the next month or two, but like anywhere, it'd be so cold outside. He's got all four windows down. He's got his head out the window when he's driving. I mean, it was bad. And the same thing, you'd pull up behind him or he'd drive by you, and you just wait, wafting. There it is. And I felt really bad. Like I said, had I seen the actual act happening, I'd have been like, this is too much. Stop. But it had already happened. So the initial factor of, it's awful, was funny, but then like it didn't go away.
Right.
Now,
did the person who did it feel bad?
I believe so. I believe so. I wasn't a close
that really
personal.
Doesn't make it like better.
Yeah, I wasn't a close personal, friend with said person.
Well, I hope not, because you'd be deer urined if you were.
Yeah, but that was one of those things where it's like you a little is enough.
Yeah,
and they went way overboard. But you can't, like, your milk. Even you can't detail spilt milk out of a car.
Right.
You just
that was
you
lucky.
Can't.
It didn't. I was lucky it didn't spill. It was just the container.
Yeah, you're very lucky. Yeah. Because you will never get that out, no matter. I mean, you're gonna pull the carpeting out, pull the seat covers off. I mean, you're not gonna do it, So, but no, and I wasn't trying to one up you there either. But the deer urine, because I don't hunt myself, but don't hunt myself.
Yeah,
no one hunts me because I'm not a hard target. He's sitting right there. He hasn't moved. So I killed him from 1 yard. So
we just set up a blind for this? No, we'll just sit right here.
Yeah, no, trust me.
He'll eventually stop.
Trust me, he's got his phone in his hand. He's blind to anything going on. We're good right now. So, but no, I don't do that. But I've smelled that before, and then it's just so intense.
Yeah.
So like I said, that was probably the most wicked, but it wasn't like the playful one. What you're saying, with the milk, not playful, but correctable.
Right.
And the same with the burrito. It's correctable.
Right.
You just let it go long enough to where it's like, as soon as the guy stops bitching about it, then you go fix the problem. But if he's bitching about it every day, it's like, I'm getting a laugh every day.
Just continuing the joke.
Yeah.
This is on you now.
Yeah. As soon as this goes away and you're like, oh, it's no big deal anymore, you're just nose blind to it, I'm going to fix it. And look at, I'm a hero. Yeah. I went from being the prankster to the hero,
Have you done pranks like that? I remember when I was out of college, but I was still living down in Champaign-Urbana. I was living with my buddy Andrew, and we came to the stoop, and it looked like a baby swaddled up on the stoop, and we were like, oh my God. We opened it up. It's a frozen turkey. And we're like, who would leave a frozen turkey outside? And so then we find out that it was our friend Jeff Julian and his roommates. Mm-hmm. And we'd come to the house in my car, and we were like, well, let's go throw it back on their house. But Andrew had a better parking spot, so we went to go take his car. We go to grab the car handles. They're filled with peanut butter. Well, now it's on. So I go upstairs and grab a can of chili because I know they have a screen door. I don't know if you see where this is going. We drive over there. We ring the doorbell, leave the swaddled turkey baby on the door. And then as they open the door, I fling the chili so it hits the screen door and just like splatter shots through.
Right. Well, he didn't get hit with beans because luckily it filtered that.
Yeah, it filtered all that. But all the red just right through into the house.
Told you not to wear white after Labor Day.
And talking about taking it too far and then feeling bad, it ended up with someone having on their porch a half-filled you know those big thing of cheese balls you can get at like Sam's? The big ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was filled with cheese balls and urine. We left it on the porch. I shouldn't have said we. Someone left it on a porch, and then someone felt bad.
Allegedly, he's on a podcast now.
Called them and said, don't eat any of those cheese balls. Blueberry vodka might have been involved in that decision making.
Understood. Yeah. Understood. Root beer schnapps.
Right.
Understood.
We're gonna put this on their doorstep.
Yeah.
First, I gotta go back.
It's like, what is that? Billy Madison. We're gonna set it on their doorstep. We're gonna light it on fire. Yeah. But
he called it poop.
So same company. I did a lot of pranking more when I was a plumber. We had a lot.
Yeah,
of fun.
these are misspent youth we had.
So just a couple pranks I did. Nothing where I like pissed in food and said, "Hey, enjoy."
Well, I don't know where you were getting that.
Yeah. But no, I had I don't like heights. Never really have. So I come in one day and we're going to break at 9:30, 10 o'clock, whenever you're taking a break, and I'm going to grab my lunchbox. Well, it's up in the rafters. They J-hooked it all the way at the peak of the house.
Now, is your desire for food stronger than your fear of heights?
No. So, no. What's nice is my size just tells everybody else, listen, I'm going to go absolutely batshit crazy here in a second unless someone gets that down. But they're all laughing. Right. So they go up and get it, and they bring it down. I'm like, cool. So the next day, coolers are made out of like it's PVC plastic.
Right.
So I went around and primered and glued everybody's lunchboxes closed. Okay. Because I thought, hey, what the hell? So
that seems to be like we went from step 1 to step 100.
Well,
all right.
So anyway, wait to hear my 3-step process on the next one. Okay.
Wait, we elevated from here? Oh,
yeah.
God.
So anyways, I do that. So now they're getting their snacks out or their break time out with a Sawzall out of their lunch boxes. Okay. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how that would happen, So fast forward a little while, and one of the owner's sons worked there. He was a helper, and we helped the kid learn because he was a good kid, and the owner was a great guy. But we like to bust his chops. You know what I mean? So, and he'd like to prank, and I'm like, you don't have that yet. You got to build it up a little bit. You don't have that yet.
Right.
So one day, to keep him smaller than his britches, because he was way bigger than his britches, as you put it, I took his tool bucket. I took all the tools out and I screwed it to the floor. I put all his tools back in. So he runs by to grab it afterwards. And about rips his arm out of the shoulder and falls over. You know what I mean? Because it's not going anywhere. So he takes everything out of it and realizes it's screwed to the floor. He's like, oh, and he's mad. So I watch him the next day. He comes and he starts picking his bucket up like with force. You know what I mean? So I take his bucket, all the tools out of it. I cut the bottom out of his bucket. I put it back on the floor and put all his tools in it. So when he yanks this sumbitch up with force, tools everywhere. And he's just holding this bucket. So it's empty bucket swaying with no bottom, right? And he's like, this is enough. It wasn't. There was one more step. Then I noticed he liked to kick his bucket to make sure that it wasn't screwed to the floor and that the bottom didn't fall out. So what I did is I put a screw. He had a hole in the bottom of another bucket. I put a screw, like a washer and a almost like a chalk line, I think is what I found. Because it was colored, like you could see it, but I coiled it up under there, put about 5 feet of it underneath there. He could pick it up and walk away. It yanked it right out of his hand. It was hysterical. He walks up, he kicks it with his boot, like, oh, it's not screwed to the floor. He starts picking it up. Oh, it's not. He starts walking away. He gets like 5 steps. Bam! They fall on the floor because it's screwed to the floor, the other end of this thing. Right. And he just like, oh, and I'm like, no, that's enough, but I had to go all those steps. It was really fun. I had a lot of fun at his expense. But we also one time we tied the porta-john to the back of the van and then we sent him for parts. We said, hey, go for parts. So he goes to take off and it's like, it's not wanting to go because the van was kind of weak. Our vans were like, hey, we had a radio flyer wagon that we put a hamster in, and we want you to get to the job site. So he's really giving it gas and it's not going nowhere. So he backs up a little bit and he gets out and he's looking and he doesn't even see. I mean, there's like a cable, like an airline cable hooked to the bumper of the truck, right? And he steps over it. He's walking around. I'm like, okay, cool. Cause he backed up enough to take slack out of it. And he takes off again. And you hear not the tire squealing because he's in gravel, but like he's throwing gravel. He takes off, yanks that thing right off the curb, the Porta-John. He's like, cause you hear this loud bang, you know? I mean, it's just some of the stuff we did was so stupid. I trapped a goose in a Porta-John once with a peanut butter sandwich. I think I told that story.
I don't know. Yeah, no.
Yeah. No, we had coffee time for one of our guys the same time every day. And they decided they were going to mess with me one day. So I literally had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, whatever. But there was geese all over and they were mean.
Yeah, geese are mean. Sure.
They were mean. But when you have a peanut butter sandwich and you feed them a couple bites, they're kind of cool with you. So he followed me right up to the Porta-John. I threw him in the Porta-John, threw the sandwich in there. He walks right in there. Boom, I close it. I put a rock against it. And then I go inside and wait. And we wait till coffee time. And I mean, literally.
Now we wait.
Yeah, it was like 12 minutes. I mean, and it was the longest 12 minutes of my life.
Well, you and the goose.
Right. So I see him walk. I see Rich walking out with this thing under his toilet paper because you bring your own TP when you work on a job site like that. He's walking out with his toilet paper and he walks up and he looks down. And I mean, like, it's like watching a really awesome movie from a distance. He looks down at the rock and he like tilts his head like a dog. Like here's a weird noise. He's like, why would there be a rock in front of the door? Right. And then he moves the rock out of the way, opens the door, and he proceeds to run like I've never seen anybody run in his life because this thing has full wingspan now. Pissed off. It's been in a shit house for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Right.
It's angry. It's angry, you know? And he's running. He just dives behind a car in the ditch, and the thing just keeps going. And I'm just like, oh my goodness! And we're up there just laughing. Me and Jeremy up there just dying laughing. And he looks up at us, and we just wave. So he knows. And you know, first off, a goose has never been trapped in a Porta-John on accident.
Right.
Okay. Second off, even if you were an awesome goose and said, I know how to get in there.
You wouldn't put a rock in front of the door. You
can't put a rock in front of the door. I don't think you can lift the rock. Don't know. Maybe there's a goose out there that would impress me. But those are the kind of pranks we played on job sites. So because once you get into because like right out of high school, I was in the retail world more with like the big home improvement chains and stuff like that. You can't really do that because it's a corporate setting. You got to be out, you know, and do things a little differently. So, but no, we did a lot of stupid stuff. So we got away with it. We got away with it.
So how was your week?
17 minutes in. So how was your week? How did you do? You know, the only thing that was really cool for my week actually happened yesterday.
So boring week yesterday.
Yeah. We went, very productive week, but then we went yesterday because kids were off school. For some reason, I don't know why. They were off Tuesday and Friday.
Parent-teacher conferences, maybe? That's what it was in high school.
No, I don't know what it was for yesterday because we didn't do any kind of virtual conferences or nothing like that. So I'm not sure.
We didn't either. The kids were off for that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe that's why. But what I know is that I told them, I said, it was unseasonably warm. So I was actually looking, the place that's kind of between our houses, it's a water park, but it's got the go-karts and the miniature golf and everything. And I thought, I'll try and see, is it Raging Waves? Is that what it is?
Oh, that is the water park that is between.
I think it's got go-karts and stuff too. So it's got a lot of stuff there. I think it's right in that area. I want to say it's the same place. But anyway, I was looking and they're closed, which they should be for the season because it's November and we're in Illinois. So I get it. But I found a miniature golf place that was still open, even though it was called like Water's Edge or Water's Fall. I mean, it's like this big waterfall thing. Well, they drained all the water out of it because, you know, so which it didn't matter.
Wilderness Falls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it wasn't bad. It was it was very nice.
Yeah, I used to work right in front of that. Yeah.
I really want to go there and even the kids, they're like, we want to go when the water's back on and everything else. But I said, it's just been, if it freezes, they can't have water in it. You know?
Yeah, we did the batting cages there once.
Yeah. So we did that too afterwards. But we did the golf, and then for $2 more, you can play the other 18 holes. Yeah. So my buddy Jeremy and his son Jeremy and his daughter Evelyn went with us. So there were 6 of us. It was me, Chuck, and Miss, and then them 3. And so we did real good. We miniature golf and very competitively, right? So it was very cool. And then we did the other 18. They're like, you don't have to pay the $2. Just go play. Okay, cool. They're like, it's end of season. Just go play. So we get done, and the boys are like, hey, can we go in the batting cages? Yeah, why not? We're here, right? So I go to buy some tokens. I go out, and my son Chuck gets in there. Now, mind you, I don't know. I think the last time I used a softball bat when I played softball, which was years ago, I want to say it was like a 34-inch bat or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
34, I don't think they go 36. Maybe they do, but it was a long bat, okay?
Yeah.
These bats they have, like the longest one they have is 29, 30 inches.
See, that's weird because when I was there, it was longer than that.
So it seems really weird to me, right?
Yeah.
But it seems even weirder when my son he's taking cuts and he made contacts out of 12 pitches. He probably made contact with like 5. And I say contact, might have been a fall tip, might have been whatever. Couple solid hits, but then,
Yeah.
So then his buddy Jeremy goes in there, little Jeremy goes in there and about the same. And so me being stupid and cocky, I go, give me the bat. Like, what is it? I got to show you guys how to do this. So I said, listen, all I'm going to tell you is I'm going to make contact with way more pitches than you make contact with. Because first off, I've got like the equivalent of what I use for a fork in my hand. You know what I mean? It's like this, my spoon is bigger than this 29-inch baseball bat that I'm holding, right?
It's not a euphemism. He's literally talking about his spoon.
So I'm like, okay, so I go in there and dude, 11 out of 12 contact. And I mean, we're some solid hits. The third baseman and shortstop would have really had to earn their money. So I was happy I was getting around on the pitch. Now, before we get too excited, 40 to 45 mile an hour cage. Nothing crazy.
I was going to say, what
right,
speed,
nothing crazy,
what speed?
right? So then Jeremy says, he's got me beat by 2-3 years. I'm 44, mid-40s, right?
4, 5, 6.
Right. So anyway, Jeremy's late 40s.
Oh, he's 7'8",
7, yes. So anyway, so he goes in there and he makes contact with 12 out of 12. Well, now I feel angry, right?
Right.
So the kids go again and they're doing this and that. And all of a sudden I said, all right, I want to hop in again. So I hop in and I go in. Now, mind you, there's a guy now tending to the machines. He's walking along the back and this and that. And he comes by when mine's done and he goes, hey, hang tight. And he turns it back on. Okay, my 44-year-old body just took 12 healthy cuts, hit every one of them. Okay, a couple of them kind of money balls. You know, probably would have been like line drives at a center fielder, but they were good. They'd have been caught out. It's not like I put anything where it's like, oh, that would have left the yard. No, especially with that bat, it wasn't. Right. And remind you too, I have 1.5 arms, so like my right hand, I don't squeeze it as tight. I can't, and it's hard to come around. But when I do that, what happens is my left hand. You know how when you get like that where you don't have a tight grip and it gets that ringing, and you can hear it too when you hit it. Oh man, I felt that so many times yesterday. So I go through. Now I got 24 down. He goes, "Hey, hang tight, buddy," and he turns it on again. Now I got 36 chops in here, brother. Right? So like he turns it on the third time
after playing the whole 36 holes of golf too. I mean, you're worn out.
Yeah. So anyway, and all the walking, they don't give you a cart.
No. On a waterfall?
Of course not.
I mean, that's like a long
miniature golf cart. What the hell?
Just like an RC car. Right. Hold on, it's got to bring my putter.
So he goes to turn it on a fourth time, and I go, "Do you hate me?" That's what I yell at the guy. And he goes, "What?" I go, "You're going to kill me." And I said,
"How about you throw one of your kids in?"
I go, "What if I get one of the kids in there?" He goes, "Tell him to get in here." So he waits, and then he turns it on. So by now, Jeremy's getting froggy. He's moving down the 60-65, and they have a 70-75.
Yeah.
So he's moving down. Mind you, we have a chopstick. We're swinging. Give me a broom handle. I might have, at least it's longer, because I felt
like. Because the softball bats are those thin ones, too. They're not like the thick baseball ones either.
So when I got around to I went in the 70-75, right? When I got down there, I told him, I said, I feel like I have the timing there, but I feel like when I'm coming around, I hate to say it, but the bat is missing, it's coming through, but it's missing the end of the ball. The ball's missing the end of the bat.
Yeah.
Because it's not long enough. So the guy says, "Hey, I can put the pitch higher." I'm like, "Cool." Then I stood back and let it pitch one because I'm thinking if he moved it to the left a little bit, my reflexes ain't that great no more. Right? And I'm winded. But once he put it a little higher, it was fine. I was rocking some shots. It was fun. But I couldn't believe I still had it in me. But I was telling the kids, look, just make eye contact with it,
Well, it's funny you say that. I mean, this is the first time every recording we've ever done that I'm jealous I wasn't with you outside of this room. But when we did,
what are you laughing at, Mac? That's not funny.
Because he gets it. Big Mac gets it.
He just gives me the head nod. Yeah, that's right.
No, he checks out. That's the title of the show. He nailed it.
Yeah.
We did it 2 years ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing where the kids went in and they were just having fun with it, and then I went in and it was just like, just to get that smack and you hear it and you're like, all right, let's keep doing this. And then finally, at the end of the day, But I did that. I moved down to the fast pitches, and I could get those too. But they actually had I think I was using a 34-inch. I wasn't using like a chopstick or a twig.
That would have been nice, yeah.
But at the end of the day, I wasn't paying attention. Like my hand started hurting, but I figured it was just because I hadn't done that in a while. I had done that. Yeah, I give myself a callus, but I also sheathed my finger. Like my ring was pulling my skin off my finger.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
And I was like, well, that's fantastic. This has been a great day. So I can't use my hand for 2 weeks.
But you don't think about it when you're doing it.
No, because I was having a great time.
Right.
But we did the same thing. We went out. It was at the end of the year. I think it was Labor Day, so it wasn't. Well, maybe it's October, but it wasn't November. But it was. Right. It was late in the year. It was warm. We were like, hey, probably a lot of people won't be thinking of this. And we had pretty much the run of the place to ourselves.
Yeah.
We played miniature golf. It was literally like an exact duplicate of what you did. So
it was very fun. And like I said, we probably got at least double of what I paid for tokens free because he just kept loading the machine up, and
that's cool.
And even when Jeremy asked me, he goes, "Hey, can I get?" He goes, "Yeah, hold on, I'll set you up." And he set him up down there, and he was having us do it. We did it all for free. It was like, wow, it was pretty nice.
Like when I went and spent Branson money at the theme park. I told you they had that new ride, which had a line because it was a warm day. It was like 80-some degrees 2 weeks ago, which is weird.
Yeah,
but so that was a water ride. So that line was an hour and a half long. The other rides, some of the older, I say older, like 2-4 years ago roller coasters.
Yeah.
No line. So I just like, hey, you want to go? I wouldn't go in the front or I wouldn't go in the back. I just kind of go in one of the middle seats, and they're like, hey, you want to go again? Sure. So I just kept going until the point I was like, I don't need to do this anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's some of the joys though too of being a single rider when you go somewhere like that when it's not COVID distancing and stuff like that because hey, we got extra seat. Hey, we got an extra seat. Hey, we got an extra seat.
The thing for them too is if I stay in it, they don't have to sanitize it.
Right.
Hey, you want to go again? Sure. And they're like, yes. You want to go again? Because they barely have to check me because I haven't undone my shoulder stuff or my harness. They can just make, all right.
Yeah, it's pretty solid then.
Yeah,
I've never had like a theme park to myself. That's pretty cool.
That happened once. Duffy and I, we went to Great America and it was pouring rain. I'm like, dude, why do you want to go? He's like, the forecast says it's going to clear up. And I'm like, I'll trust you this once. We get there. I'm not kidding. We get there. As soon as we got there, it was like clouds parted. No one in the park, and this is when the Batman ride was new.
Yeah.
We did that 4 or 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
We didn't have to get off. They're just like, yeah, go again. And there was no one in the park because it cleared out. And I was like, you know what? You get a good idea once every 10, 15 years. I'll give you that.
Yeah. He might be due a phone call then.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. It's about time.
You know what? Hey, we did his pens though. So you got to figure that's a good idea. So now you get another 15.
Pretty sweet pens.
They are pretty sweet pens, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah.
I realized that he tagged me I stole his, tagged it, and then I forgot to tag Mike. So remind me to do that so he can share that with.
Oh,
I was like, thank you for sponsoring us, but I forgot to tag him.
10-4.
I mean, his page is being shared, so it's not like I totally.
Hopefully, he sold a pen.
Totally crapped about
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave us 2, so he's still down 1.
If we've learned from anything, I'm probably not the best face for your franchise.
Somebody returned a pen.
They're like, you know what? We love this until it got promoted on That Checks Out.
You like those guys? Here, you can have this back. See if they can put it back in Houdini's house.
No.
Make this disappear.
Now, clarify when they say friends with you. How does that I just need to know who I'm purchasing my writing utensils from.
Are we talking you would ask them to help move, or are we talking you would bail them out of jail?
Right, because we understand one of them does not have a truck, and the other one's busy every day you want to move.
Well, when was that?
Wait a minute.
Oh, I'm busy. Let me check real quick. Busy.
Wow. So basically checking in on our week is...
usually that takes 8 to 6 minutes.
Pretty deep. And we didn't even ask Mac. Mac, did anything happen?
I got a sandwich from a grocery store that has the word fresh in the name, and I got violently ill and got to go home from work early one day. That was fun.
Oh, after work, after we record, we're going to have to give me that name because sometimes I want to go home from work early.
He's going to keep in the car.
I'll tell you the exact sandwich and cookie to get.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know which one it was.
Isaac, we haven't nailed it down?
No.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
I want you guys to know one of that was live and one of that was the board. We can't tell the difference.
Right.
However, when you open the fridge, I noticed you also bought bottled water from that same store. So
yes.
So you're the one drinking that coffee. Good luck, Mac.
Yeah. By the way, we're gonna need a drop from that coffee machine this morning too.
Okay.
It's a grinder, right?
Yeah.
What you got going on? Yeah. You and grinder.
Yeah. Who supplies the coffee for That Checks Out?
10 drops. Call me.
Call us.
I've been up since 4 this morning because I also had a
sandwich.
I had a sandwich. I had a
Yeah,
sandwich that you converted to stew.
Yeah. Oh, did I? Did I?
Wow. See, the week just keeps getting better for everybody.
Yeah, for everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe that chicken finally just seeped in. Maybe
Tell
I
you
got airborne salmonella.
Well, I tell you what, from that, because I also stopped this morning and got myself a breakfast sandwich. And
We talked about for weeks how you were on a weight loss kick with our friend Carly, and now you're stopping off at Wendy's for a breakfast
I've
sandwich.
been doing pretty good, and I'll be honest with you. There's no way I won this week, so I said, well, might as well celebrate this morning. Sandwich.
Oh, happy day!
You know what's weird? And
Sandwiches from Wendy's?
Yeah, they were actually pretty good. But no, what's weird?
Call me.
Call me. Call me. I'm into redheads. Call me. So anyway.
I'm out. Yeah. All right, what's weird?
You're like, Dave Thomas doesn't have red hair. No, I didn't. I didn't know that at all. So, no, what's weird? You made me lose my train of thought now. Weirdo.
Wendy is actually Melinda. She couldn't say her first name. She called herself Mindy, and then they just turned it. No, yeah.
Shut up.
His daughter.
Is this a real story?
Yeah, it's named after his daughter.
Well, I knew that, but her name wasn't Wendy?
Her name was not Wendy. It was a nickname.
Was your sister's name really Melinda?
No, it was Wendy.
Okay. Just checking.
My
Did you call her
parents-
Melinda?
No.
Okay. She was like the good witch of the north
Yeah.
or something, right? Or the wicked witch of the east? What was
Something.
Melinda? She was some direction and she was a
Glinda.
witch.
Glinda was the
Oh, Glenda.
good witch of the north, I think.
Wow. Wow. I got to watch different movies with munchkins in them. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So anyway, no, what I was going to do is I was going to say I could go ahead and hop into my dead to me list because part of my breakfast made the list.
Oh, Ted and part of your breakfast are on this list.
You are a consistent.
Yeah. I jump on and off.
You're like a common denominator.
Yeah.
Like every time I look at the list,
It's like a trolley car in San Francisco for me.
yeah.
Here's my stop. Got to get on.
Yeah, you're the guy that constantly gets off. You get all your stuff gathered up. You go, oh, this ain't 3rd Street. Okay,
Hold on.
I'll sit back down.
I got to get back on.
I'll sit back down.
I run down to the next block. I thought I saw a building that looked familiar. Sorry.
Yeah, it was on a hill.
Do I have to pay again? Oh, I do. Yeah, that checks out. All
Oh,
right.
yeah, that seems right. But no, what I did, normally I go for unsweetened tea.
Right.
So
Well, usually when we go anywhere, like, what would you like to drink? I would like unsweetened tea, no sugar, no lemon.
Right.
Which I've never had unsweetened tea that has sugar, but Damon likes to be very specific.
Yeah.
He wants it unsweetened.
They
Don't
almost-
bring me sugar. Don't bring me any lemon.
Right.
And then I order the same thing, and somehow I always get a lemon in mine.
So
I don't know how that works.
do you like the lemon in yours?
No.
Right.
Because I know, first, I don't want the taste of lemon, and I know that like restaurant lemons are just covered in poop.
Really?
Yeah, they
What?
tested them. Yeah, they tested them like at
Like what kind of poop?
like feces.
Like human?
Well, no,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Human?
That's still general.
Yeah, no, yeah. I would assume. I don't know. They tested those. Like they go through a bars and they test it. And like the things that are like the most
Why the
contaminated.
lemons?
Because they cut them and they sit out all day. Like they just sit out in a little tub.
Wait, so what kind of poop flows through the air?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
All right. So when you flush a toilet, it
Okay.
aerates the poop into the air.
It does?
For real.
Yeah. You should
So-
you should close the lid before you flush.
So I'm going to treat every flush like a grenade. I'm going
Yeah.
to hit it. I'm going to dive out the door.
There was a Mythbusters episode where they put toothbrushes in the other bathroom. They had 2 bathrooms. They put toothbrushes in the other bathroom. They only use bathroom A.
Hey, this is the first
Hold
time
on.
that I've
Yeah.
ever had Mac laugh
We're
like
letting
this,
them
but
go.
go ahead.
We're letting them go. We'll get them back in a minute. They only use bathroom A for number 2.
Okay.
Bathroom B, where the toothbrushes was for number 1. They tested the toothbrushes. They still got poop on them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So
No, mostly it's because people aren't washing their hands in bathrooms and going and touching the lemons with their hands. That's pretty much what it is.
okay, so just given your recent you finding
Yeah, was there any
hilariousness
lemon on your sandwich?
what I said, right?
Was it a lemon cookie?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah, well, tell me the exact sandwich. What kind of sandwich was it?
It was called the Flying Pig.
Because it had chicken and pork on it?
Yes.
Nailed it.
how did you know that? Have you seen the sandwich before?
No, I've not.
There was all kinds of stuff on it, and it was, yeah.
Like bacon and chicken, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ham.
Well, see, I didn't know that.
Oh well, now you don't even know.
Yeah,
what,
no,
what
and
the
there
root
was
of
lettuce.
your.
Yeah, there was lettuce and cheese, and the lettuce. I remember when I was putting the mustard and the mayonnaise on it. I was like, this lettuce is kind of suspect. I don't know, it's a little sad.
Green is sus, is what you're saying? Green is sus.
Just a little sad looking, you know. And
All of a sudden, he turns into good cop, bad cop. When were you born? How long have you been on this sandwich?
Where were you on the night?
I should have just thrown it out the window.
Yeah. Now it's literally the flying pig. So, all right. So back to the hilariousness that is diving like it's a grenade when you flush a toilet. What if, business idea popped in my head.
Oh, God.
What if I make a shower curtain that's like a feces force field? So you can literally, because most times you can reach the toilet or at least dive behind the curtain for safety. What if I made something like that? Would you do it? I feel like there's something here.
Spurtin curtain.
Oh, yeah. Shitter quitter? I don't know. The dump stump? You got to hide behind it?
You turned him from rolling with laughter to so quick.
Yeah. He's like, Damon, you know last time you had a good joke? No, I don't either. But you just had one and
Damon,
you ruined it.
Remember how I used to be? I'm back. Yeah. People keep asking me, am I back? Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm back.
All right. Oh, so much pain. It needs to be louder. But all right.
Fix it in post.
So, yeah, fix it in post. So that being said, no, I honestly that trips me out. But I always say no lemon. I always say no sugar, no lemon.
Yeah.
And you politely but impolitely give me that look like really stupid. You say this every time.
Yeah.
But you are right, because yours comes out with lemon every time.
I'll have the same. Do you want sugar or lemon? No. And then, you got the lemon, right? I will, because I know this guy will have an absolute fit if you put a lemon in front of him.
Ted would like unsweetened toilet water, please.
Yeah, please.
You could just dunk that lemon right in there. Use your whole palm. Push it down at the bottom with your palm.
Wipe it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you stir it with the plunger and not the brush?
This one's been in the mouth of a truck stop lot lizard, Ted.
Our friend Tony, who grew up around here but lives in Florida now, has a beef with people that say unsweetened tea.
Oh, correct.
Because that implies that you first sweetened it and then you unsweetened it.
Yeah. Take the sweetener out, baby.
Right.
Take it out.
It's just tea. There's sweet tea and there's tea. Now, this is not your fault, because that's the vernacular restaurants have come to ask you. Do you want sweet or unsweet?
Right.
When they should just say, do you want sweet tea or tea? That's
Right.
all they have to say. But yeah,
But if I go to McDonald's and I order an iced tea,
they're giving you a sweet tea.
they're giving me a sweet tea. Every time they're giving me a sweet tea.
Yeah.
So I have to go, and you train yourself then to say, I want an unsweet tea.
What angers me is when you say unsweet, you go through the whole rigmarole. You see it on the screen. It's not a hot chocolate. They know how to make it, so it shows up on the screen.
Let me check.
Throw back to last week. If you haven't caught up, go back and check it out. And you get around, you pay for it, you go out, you drive off the thing, you take the first sip, and it tastes like you're drinking out of a bag of sugar. And you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Now you're at that point, like, do I just throw this out?
Yeah.
Or do I turn around and go back and be like, look, I know it's like 8 cents worth of product, but I wanted the other tea. Can I have,
Yeah.
Now, since you can't even go in the buildings anymore, you have to go back into the line. And
Yeah, you got to get in line again.
so now if they do it, you win McDonald's, because that's just going out. That's just boop.
How can I help you? You messed up my order.
Yeah.
We're going to do it again. Pull on up. Yeah, come on up. Come on up.
We already have another messed up one ready for you.
Yeah.
We want to see you 3 times today.
Yeah. You handed me a bag, and I didn't order anything but a drink. So this is, hey, by the way, I want to go back to the dead to me thing, which was from this morning, where I had this undelicious drink.
Oh yeah, you have talked about your undelicious about words.
Yeah. So I had a sandwich. Some guys had brought these Wendy's breakfast sandwiches. I didn't even know Wendy's had breakfast.
Yeah, it's relatively new. It came out right when COVID hit, so they're actually one of the ones that had an uptick in the early part of the.
Gotcha. Okay, because people were trying something different. So they brought them in, and I had one, and it was pretty good. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go this morning. I drive right past one every time I come here. I said, I'm gonna get one this morning. So I got one, and I said, and I wanted an unsweetened tea. You know, that's what I said. I'm gonna get a big tea. And as I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, I'll get the meal then. We'll get the potato things, whatever. It's fine. And I'll get the tea with it. And then I see these lemonades. And they have all these different flavors. And I thought, And it says Dave's signature, mixes or whatever it is.
A dead guy's signature mixes.
Right. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, Dave can't be wrong. You know what I mean?
He created the single.
Yeah,
It's Dave's single.
Yeah, well, Dave's wrong.
Yeah. Stick to burgers.
I got
Dead
the
guy.
tropical berry lemonade, and I'm still like right up here on the cup.
For those of you who can't tell, he is literally like one finger deep.
Yeah, I'm really and it is so bitter and so nasty. And my caps didn't even go off. No finger bang. No finger bang. Which, by the way, I've been doing that all week. Finger guns to everybody.
I'm sorry.
And it's catching on. It is catching on. So I think we need to get everybody doing the finger guns first, and then we come in with the product.
Yeah.
Then we come
and that
with
was
the product.
an idea got brought to us by one of our listeners and sponsors, Eric Williamson, who has agreed to do the Run for Trees with me in April. It's a virtual 5K run. It benefits the parks in Michigan, but you get a sweet Bob Ross medal when you do it.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So I'm inviting you if you want to do it. I actually think I'm going to go travel to Michigan and run it with Eric somewhere in Michigan.
Okay.
In April, but we can do it anywhere. So if the sign up for that is December 1st, I'll remind you if you want to do it, but it's something you can shoot for if you would like to do it.
How's it virtual?
You can just run anywhere and then you just submit your stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, that's how most 5Ks are this year because
a lot of
you
them,
can't put like hundreds of people on a road and be like run for 5K. Don't run. Don't breathe.
Well, you can, but they're called protesters.
Yeah.
So you can't.
We're gonna. If you could just timestamp this, we're gonna need to take that out real quick.
But no, because a lot of those you can do on your treadmill even at home. You can
you
whatever.
can run it wherever. That one because it's for the trees. They like you to do it outside. They're not watching me.
Right. Yeah. Don't judge me.
Yeah. Don't judge me.
You get a Bob Ross medal?
Yeah. I did it last year, so I actually have two because I ordered a extra large shirt.
Yeah.
It showed up and it was an adult small.
Oh,
and I
goals.
I was like, I don't think I've ever, unless you start cutting parts off of me, I'm not fitting in this.
Very inspirational. Yeah. You can do it.
Yeah. Bob Ross is telling me that I need to become a bully.
Hey, you're just a happy mistake.
Yeah, pretty much. And that was an accident, a happy accident.
Happy accident. Yeah, happy accident.
So I write to and the lady was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry this has happened." Like I think it just defaulted. Like the spreadsheet just defaulted to the lowest. That's great.
Yeah.
To the lowest one for everyone.
Hey, karate chopped his microphone.
Yeah. Can we just timestamp this whole thing? Yeah. This whole show started right at 9. Timestamp the whole thing. And so we'll get you another one. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm sure everyone's yelling at you. I understand this happens. Not a big deal. And she was like, oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate you understanding. Wait, 2 more weeks. Guess what?
Same size?
Same size. Right back to that one. No response. But I got 2 medals. So.
Wow.
But the medals are nice. It's a little like a palette with Bob holding it up, and it's just like run for trees on it. You know.
That's pretty awesome.
But yeah, so we still have not talked.
No, but the finger guns.
Yeah.
So when I digress to the finger guns, okay. But the Wendy's tea made the dead to me list, or Wendy's lemonade.
Now, so what's the tropical part? Is it like pineapple or mango or?
No, what I got tropical berry. So I thought, okay, almost like a fruit punch type deal, and I even asked her like, oh, that's what it is. No, it's not.
Well, you notice like real fruit punch. Like if you go buy like the fake fruit punch, like the Kool-Aid fruit punch that has a wooden taste. But if you go like get Minute Maid, like made from real fruit punch, that tastes like someone like explained to someone who'd never had fruit punch how to make fruit punch over like a staticky phone.
Yeah,
like I think I got it, and you go try it, and you're like, no,
tastes like if you put fruit cocktail in a juicer.
It's
you know
so
what I mean?
gross.
It's
like
gross.
Yeah. It's like, this isn't, like, how does this have, like, 100 grams of sugar per ounce and it still sucks? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
This is awful.
Yeah. I will put some pixie sticks in my glass of water.
Like, if I'm going to get the Beatus, I want to get it, like, for something to taste good.
You got Beats by Dre and Beats by Daya, and you don't want the second one. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Beats by Brim. He just recently passed. Rest in peace.
So, hey, I have one more on the dead list, too. And that is people that wear, the dead to me list, people that wear one color matching jumpsuits. I'm not a fan of that at all.
When did you not become a fan of that? Because that was like our entire childhood.
I know. Well, no. If you remember, I was the sweatpant king because when you're built misproportionately,
he
like
says
me,
was, Brian, like it was a past tense.
Yeah. But I would have. Yeah, but I go shop with my mom, and we get like orange sweatpants and yellow sweatpants and red sweatpants.
Do you ever have Zubas?
I did. Nice. They were like Chicago Bears Zubas and stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but when I would get that stuff, then we get the sweatshirts, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna wear a yellow with an orange and this and that. And it's like, no, I look like the fattest, dumpiest kid that got thrown out of the I'm a Maniac sweating video. I needed just my leg warmers and crap on. You know, it was bad. You witnessed it. I didn't have to look at it. I just put it on and went, yeah. And then I went out and everybody went, no. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what I heard all the time.
Yeah.
So,
no.
But no, I did that. Well, if I wasn't wearing a Bon Jovi shirt, I was wearing something bright colored.
It's true. Boys are back.
Boys are back. That was my shirt, bro.
I know.
Forever.
I'm well aware.
Forever. Yeah, it really was. But no, I only had 2 things on the Dead to Me list this week because you're on it perpetually.
Yeah,
so
right.
I don't have to.
That doesn't count, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't require an announcement.
Now, what is your thoughts on the Canadian tuxedo?
The what?
It's when you just wear all denim.
Oh, that's awesome.
And David McCauley can call me out on that if that's wrong, but he's wrong. It is the Canadian tuxedo. I wore that to our senior year homecoming. I wore a denim shirt and then jeans.
Really?
Yeah.
And I don't recall that.
Yeah,
but
Did
that's,
you have a denim vest on, though?
I didn't. Come on.
Come on, man. He's not.
I'm not
He's
an
not
idiot.
tacky.
Right.
It's not tacky.
It was a classy Canadian
Yeah,
tuxedo.
come on.
But my picture is I am down. Like
Shania Twain wore it well.
Yeah.
Why
I'm
couldn't
down with
Ted?
my hands on my thighs, bending forward, and then my date is like riding me piggyback, and that's in the homecoming picture.
Yeah.
Like everyone else has.
Was she
like,
also in denim?
jeans, but just like a regular button-up shirt. But she was wearing jeans and a button-up shirt. So in the yearbook, there's a picture of like Ted and his date decided to go with an unusual or an unconventional look this year, and everyone else is in like dresses and stuff.
Denim Dan duo
Yeah.
over here is doing great.
Foreign exchange student Ted from Canada
From just a half block up the road.
Yeah, decided he wasn't to boot the formal fashion this year.
New boot goofing.
I'll make sure I bring that picture in so I can prove that I'm not out of my mind.
That needs to go on our website.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I'd have to probably clear that with the other person in the photo.
Right.
Or
right.
just cut them out.
Who's the headless horseman riding on Ted's back at homecoming?
That seems even worse.
We're going to need you to timestamp that, Brennan. Brian. I call you Brennan. Like I'm talking
Yeah,
to my kid. You're on your phone, though. I should tell you, put your phone down. You're doing a podcast. Mac.
You're running your business.
The business that we are conveniently taking more time off from next weekend.
Yeah, where are you going next weekend? Can we talk about it?
Yeah, you going somewhere fun? He's like, I didn't want to talk about it. Nobody knew I was going.
We didn't talk about this before the show.
I'm going to Dubuque.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's where her family lives, right?
No.
All right, just guessed.
We had to figure that there's something in
there's
Dubuque.
some reason you're going to Dubuque.
Is that like the annual chicken festival, or what are you going to?
Yes. No. I'm not really sure. My wife planned it out.
Oh,
It's going to be a great time.
Oh,
You should see if she bought any.
she doesn't listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Tell us what you really think. She
You
doesn't.
should
listen.
see if she bought any like land in Dubuque.
Yeah.
What's this receipt for land and shovels? I don't understand.
This is so weird. She had me get 5
8 square.
She had me
I
get.
do the killing.
Yeah, I do the killing. She had me get 5 blue tarps, a couple shovels.
A lot of lie. Are we
Some
making
lie?
soap? We making soap? I don't get it.
So weird.
We've stumped Brian before, but I've never seen deer in the headlights. What are you doing?
She said it's a 3-day trip, but I only have to pack for 1. I don't understand.
Yeah, she's got a suitcase, and I've just literally got one of those over the shoulder satchels. I don't get it. I do not understand.
Wow. It's harsh, but it's true.
Yeah. If you try to draw a map of this episode, good luck.
Yeah. So we're still
luck.
talking about how our week went.
Yeah.
So we had talked about how, hey, maybe we should record a double again because we're out of town next week. Do you have time today, Brian?
Yeah.
Ted doesn't have time though.
Oh.
So there.
I thought you did have time.
Yeah, I do have time.
You do have time now?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
well,
was like
then
the
tune
very
in.
next
Yeah,
text message
that
you
happened to me
sent.
this week. Let's keep going about our week.
Yeah.
So you send a message like 9:00 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because if it's not any different, I figure it's always 9:00. Damon on Friday will panic. Wait, are we doing the same thing we always do every weekend? I better check. So I write back and I'm like, oh, you just took a drink of that nasty stuff.
That lemonade is no good. Go ahead. Keep going.
So I'm writing
want some
back
coffee?
like, yeah, you want some coffee? Want to wash that out?
No, I've never had coffee.
Do you want
I know.
some
What better
sparkling
place
water
than
from
here?
the coolest canned koozie ever?
What better time than now?
No pressure. All the cool kids are drinking.
Yeah, everything's going to taste like garbage anyway. So you write 9:00, and I'm writing back like, if we can do it any earlier, that's great because I have to jet because I have a show tonight. And I want to practice because it's not like I don't know my stuff, but if I haven't done it for weeks, every person's going to be rusty. So I want to make sure I got all my timing and all that stuff right. So I want to run it through it. And then I hit send, it goes to you. I get a call. It's my buddy John, calls me up, says, hey, that show, the St. Patrick's Day show, this is November, the St. Patrick's Day show that's been postponed since St. Patrick's Day has been postponed again. So I no longer have a show tonight.
Oh, so that's why you now have
now
an
I have
abundance
time.
of free time.
Yeah. Well, I don't have an abundance, but I have some free time. But I don't know when it's. I don't know when it's back on. It's going to be in a few weeks. It's not going to be like 7 months like this original postponement.
Right.
But yeah. I'm supposed to be on the show tonight with Jeannie Dugan and Jim Flanagan.
Where?
Oh, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Nice.
We're supposed to be in Crystal Lake at the Rao Center, but it got postponed. So he's hoping it's hoping in a couple weeks, maybe the first week of December.
Was that going to have any kind of audience inside or no?
Yeah, that was the problem, is that they just got some feedback that maybe this wasn't the best week to do it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff could be changing here
there's
soon,
stuff
so
going
you don't
on.
know.
Yeah. For those of you who listen to this in the future, this was a weird week.
That's
Yeah.
right. I had my sound gig Saturday night, and a bunch of people were giving me guff about it. Like,
Yeah?
is that socially responsible? Well, it was socially distanced because like only 4 people showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Well, this is the thing is this place holds like 300, 400 people. They only let 50 people in. So
Right.
They're easily spread out. We would each get our own mics. We have to be masked out at all times except for when we're on stage.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a problem. It was just a problem that they thought that maybe this week they had some people canceled because of things. So they're like, maybe we just push it off.
Yeah.
But it was weird. It was right as I was like, no, I got a jet. I can't do it. I can't do anything. And then suddenly that happened. And I was like, well, geez.
Something
great.
suddenly came up, Marcia. Okay, now I'm free.
Yeah, I got to go see.
wanna do
I
your
got to go
set
see
now?
George Glass.
Yeah. You want to do your set?
We'll tell you if it's funny.
Yeah.
I'll send you a video.
Well, that's the one where you got to pay for the website if you want the rest of it, Brian. But yeah, it's still good.
Oh, what a
It's still
scam.
good.
Yeah. Check me out on my OnlyFans. I'm wearing decidedly less pants on that video.
I was going to say I do that too, but what I do is I start off naked and they pay me to put clothes on, so I make a lot of money. Yeah.
You should have a new car out there. Then I make. Can I borrow some money? My God,
Who's driving the Lambo?
why didn't you bring sandwiches for everyone?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
I like. I discovered these sandwiches because my buddies at work bought a whole bunch of sandwiches, and then today it's like I decided to go get me a sandwich.
Yeah.
That's how that story came.
I got you a lemonade. Would you like?
I got you half a lemonade.
Would you like a slightly used lemonade?
You want 3/4 of a lemonade?
Are there actual lemons in it?
Yeah,
I don't
that's a
know.
good point.
I mean, it does taste like lemonade. You can tell it started
is it
as
the
lemonade.
aftertaste that gross or the first?
No, it is the aftertaste. It is correct. Like what I did do, because I have a glass of water in the car. You know, my
You have
Yeti.
a glass of water?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, a
glass.
cup. Oh, yeah, okay.
a cup of water.
Thermo cup.
Right. I have my Yeti in the
Because
car.
my wife will take a cup, like an open, like a regular, use it in the dining room cup.
Yeah.
In the car.
Yeah.
Thin stem.
And I'll get in the car and I'll be like, why is everything wet and stick?
Yeah. Yeah. That's like people that actually take their coffee mug in the car.
That's what I'm
And it's
talking
like-
about. That's what she does.
It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because first off,
You know
I
what
would-
coffee mug I take in the car? This one. You
Yeah.
know why? No one can see it, but you can see it. It has a lid that
Yeah.
I can close.
Yeah.
And when I drop it, it's like, whoops.
I would lose my mind. So, but you got to remember the automotive industry when you're working in that. Everybody that pulls in, they have. It's one thing to have
Everything's sticky.
Right. It's one thing to have a McDonald's cup with straws and stuff. Like nowadays with the germs, everybody's nervous.
Yeah.
So you'd have McDonald's cups. You're like, hey, could you throw that out? Hey, could you throw that out? Hey, could you want your cup? Oh no, I don't need it. Thanks. It's like, no, you don't understand.
Right.
We're gonna get in and drive. I don't need it rubbing on me.
Yeah.
But you'd get that all the time. You'd have like a glass of ice water with like ice floating in it. And we're talking, when I say ice water, we're talking like
To the rim.
To the rim. Like I wouldn't fill it that much if I was going to drink it in my house.
Right.
And I left the house. I got to the car and went, ooh.
Like, how did you walk? How did you walk with this?
Right.
How did it not go sloop, sloop,
Right.
sloop?
Right. So,
Well,
but
it's the same thing working in retail when people would come in and be like, hey, do you got a garbage? Yeah, it's for our garbage.
Yeah.
Like, it isn't for you to bring, like, if it's outside in the curb, that sucks, but I get it. Put it out there. That's what those are for. But when you come into a place of business
Yeah.
and bring someone else's place of business garbage,
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
it happens.
Do we have a
though.
garbage? Yeah, it's not for your lunch, though. It's for, like, our lunch. But no, I'll take it. That's fine. Not a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
But
but
then they hand it over. Like, now you're in a position where either you have to push their hand away,
Yeah.
and you don't know what's in their hand. It's just an empty. It's just not now. No one does it in COVID times. But I'm talking pre-COVID. They would just have like a closed fist, and you're like, "Oh God, what's going to be?"
I
in
hope
this
it's
fist?
I hope it's not a Kleenex. I hope it's not
Right.
a Kleenex. Boom, condom.
Boom. Yeah.
Damn, I wish it was a Kleenex. I wish it was a Kleenex.
That's exactly where I was going with that.
This is a music retail store. What are you doing?
Man.
I get people that come in and like, hey, can I throw this away? And it's like a half full McDonald's cup.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? No, you wouldn't throw this away in your own garbage can.
yeah.
It's half full of Coke.
Yeah,
What?
right. I blame McDonald's for part of that. Like any size is a dollar. I'll get a large then. Well, how much do you want to drink? Only a small. Then buy a small. You
I'm getting one over on the man. They're going to lose that extra liquid. You know? Wow. No, I never thought about that though. That's the like people handing you cups and stuff like that.
Yeah, Brian can relate to that. Yeah, they just come in with whatever they have in their car.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a garbage out on your curb,
Right.
Which we do, that they walk right by.
Right.
that's the same thing. Like people, well, there's a sign up. Yeah, no one reads signs.
No.
The purpose of signs, I don't understand what they are because no one reads them.
Right.
Yeah, did you see the sign? No, I didn't read it.
Right.
It wasn't up for us. We already know the rules. It was up for you people coming in, but whatever.
Hey, but I will say, I went to some store one time where they had signs all over the place. They just didn't have them anywhere before you got to the store.
How's that chair story coming on? Did you
Yeah.
ever get that chair?
I have not got my chair yet.
Have you called? You want to reset the 6 weeks?
Rival date is right now December 2nd.
Wow.
Merry Christmas to me.
We're still talking about the some store chair?
No. No, we're talking about my actual recliner chair.
Gotcha.
But yes,
Well, I mean, that's what started
looking,
it, yeah.
Started looking, went to some store, couldn't find it. And then I
You've
had
been chairless this whole time?
well, no, I mean I have a chair there. I just don't care for it.
Gotcha.
So, you know, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. Do you have a fence yet, Brian?
Is that on the dead to you list?
I really got to get that taken care of.
Yeah, Brian's about to be on the dead to me list. That's why I'm like, you have a fence
Do you
yet,
need
Brian?
something that you're keeping in with the fence that you can't keep in? Like, I have a dog, so if I didn't have a fence, it'd
Well,
be
I
kind of...
have the chickens that I let out in the yard occasionally, but then also the way the wind blows in my neighborhood, when it starts to snow, the snow piles up against it, and right now it's kind of being propped up by some 2x4s.
Oh.
So when there's some weight on it, it's going to go right over.
Yeah, that checks out.
I'm actually surprised like a gust of wind hasn't knocked it over yet. I'm pretty impressed with my propping skills.
propping skills.
You're giving yourself props?
Once in a while, he just goes to the bike store. Every kickstand in there. Check this out, honey. Look at this. Look at it. No hands.
Yeah. Just throws it up in the air, drops, lands solid. There you go.
Yeah. No hands.
Prop that right up.
Oh, we got a hammock this week.
You got a hammock?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
It's kind of almost past hammock season.
Well, that was
though.
we bought it because it was on sale because it was past hammock season.
Oh, gotcha.
But then I got it's going to be really nice for the next few days. You
Yeah.
think we should put up the hammock?
Well,
Don't you love that word?
Yeah, we put up the hammock and I haven't been in it yet.
really?
Yeah. Yeah, because we got to stand for it because like I don't have any. I'm in a new neighborhood, so I don't have any like trees.
Right. No, I have the same thing. But what's funny
Yeah.
is I bought it for my wife years ago, and I would put it out. I put it out like the first 2 or 3 years because I bought it for like an anniversary present or something like in April, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna like this, and she did, but I don't. I don't care for it because first off, I don't feel like it's ever gonna hold me. I feel like I'm gonna be the guy that poof. You know what I mean? I hit the
Right.
I hit the deck, and then everybody laughs, and I'm in pain because that's what happens to me. So. Oh, so much pain. Yeah, see? Found the button, didn't you?
I was like, oh, I don't want to get this wrong.
Yeah.
I could read the screen, but I didn't even look at it.
But I just don't want that to happen to me. And again, the kids.
So do you have a stand for it then? Like
Yeah, we have you have the black stand
like
where
the
it comes
banana
out.
thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it comes out on a thing. So and again, it works great. I just don't care for it. And then the thing is, when I store it for the winter, I put it in the garage. And then when you take it out, like I have to pressure wash it, then it has to dry because I always feel like it's infested with spiders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and now this year, after using, hey, plug them again, call me, Orkin, call me. But I don't have a spider problem now, so I'm thinking I'll be okay, you know, with the stuff in the garage. So, but yeah, it
was funny because I put it up and we hadn't yet tested it yet, and I wasn't going to be the first one in it.
Yeah. So is it a woven one or is it like a?
No, it's like a
netting.
It's like it feels like a windbreaker type material because it's
Really?
Like, yeah. We have a woven one in the garage.
So will the air flow through that? Like, will you breathe in that? You think or
Couldn't
no?
tell you. I wouldn't.
Okay.
But
He'll let you know next summer.
yeah, I apparently didn't have the setting right.
Could I have Tina's number? I'd
sat
like to
in
know how
and
it
went
weighs.
straight to the ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's like, I'm on the ground. I'm like, well, you should adjust that. We have one. It's
Too much slack in the chain.
Yeah. We have one. It's in the garage in a drawer somewhere that is like a woven, like,
Okay.
It looks like an Afghan.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and mine, it's not Afghan. It's actual like hell. It's almost like denim material. You know what I mean? Mine. It's very heavy, but it's a woven pattern, and so it does breathe a little bit, which is nice. But it just like I said, for me, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't feel comfortable in it because I don't feel stable.
What I like is I like to build everything in the living room where I can see it on the TV. Like if I build she bought a desk for our son and I put that together and then we carried it upstairs. You know, like everything. Like I like to build it so much and stuff. So I was like, just for grins, I was like, I'm going to put this together in the living room, see if she notices. She's in the living room in a recliner. We have a really long living room. And I'm putting it together, and the back piece is almost touching the window, and the other piece is almost touching the TV.
Yeah.
I don't put the hammock in it. I just put the black frame up and everything. And I was like, okay, there's your stand. She looks up. She's like, oh, my God, that's huge. I'm like, yeah. I've never heard that from you before, but...
No, it's me, Ted.
Yeah.
Hey. No, but it's funny. Like you did it right under her nose.
Yeah, right.
And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, here's
She's
the
like,
biggest thing in your living room.
Yeah. She's like, how are you going to get that outside? I'm like, I'm going to take it back apart.
Yeah.
Because it comes in like 6 pieces.
But now I know how it works.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I didn't want to go out. Like, that was the thing. I didn't want to crawl around on the deck. Like on the.
You said deck, right?
I said deck.
Okay.
I didn't want to crawl around on the concrete.
Oh my
patio.
God, your deck is so huge.
Yeah. Definitely said deck. So are we doing a twofer? Are we cutting it off? What are we doing?
No, I think we should, because I have a whole bunch of stuff that we didn't even get to because we were still talking about our week. So Mac, are you okay doing it?
Yeah.
All right, then.
I'm gonna be here all day.
Oh.
Well,
So now you would like it to be profitable, is what you're saying.
We're doing him a favor. Let's go.
Yeah. Is this going to be inconvenient to you whatsoever? Then we're both in. Okay, yeah, we're both in.
All right, stay tuned for part 2 of this riveting episode where all we've talked about so far is what's happened in our week.
Hey, what's dead to me?
And what's dead to Damon, which has been me. And Lemonade. And what was the other one? Oh, matching jumpsuits.
Yeah, tracksuits.
Tracksuits.
Yeah, not a fan.
I am Ted Wilson. That is Damon Bracchio going to refill his coffee, the proprietor of Audiohive Podcast Studio. Come down here, record your own podcast right here at Audiohive Podcast Studio. I'm going to say it again just for fun because he's standing there waiting for me to finish. Brian, Big Mac, thank you for listening to That Checks Out.
Thanks for not walking through when he's talking. What was that going to do if you walked through anyway?
Yeah, I didn't really care.
Huh?
What are you wearing, corduroys?
Yeah, no shit. Shoot. Or like, what's the old warm-up pants we used to have? Remember that material? Like parachute pant material? Yeah. How you know he's late for class? I hear him coming down the hallway.
That's kind of what the hammock's made out of.